City Council meeting to order. Chief Martin, will you give us an invitation?
Heavenly Father, together here tonight, we thank you for our health and our ability to be here. We ask your blessing and comfort for those who may be suffering or in need. Father, we also ask you to examine our hearts and fill us with your wisdom so that the efforts that we produce here will bring glory to you and you alone. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Miranda, will you please call in?
Topete,
Present.
Harrison,
Present.
West,
Here.
Thorne,
Here.
Perkins,
Here.
Snow,
Here.
Kane,
Here.
Wells,
Here.
Ready.
Present.
Mr. Snow?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I would like to make a motion that we amend our agenda for tonight's meeting to have the oath of office for Councilwoman Kang at this time.
Okay, we got a first and a second to amend our agenda. Any discussion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Miranda?
Do you just want to stand there?
Well,
Come on.
unless he disappeared, I was gonna have my husband.
Yeah, he's nowhere inside, you little.
No, he's here.
No, I am. There he is.
I just want to make you right there.
Oh, okay. Well, I will just read this, and if you'll just raise your right hand, and then at the end of it, just say I do.
Okay, I'll do it. I don't even have to say.
No, make it easy. Do you, Beth Kane, solemnly swear that you possess all the qualifications prescribed by law, that you will support the Constitution of the United States and of the State of Missouri, the provisions of the city charter and ordinances of the City of Carthage, and faithfully demean yourself in office, and well and truly perform the duties of the office of council member within and for said city to the best of your skill and ability?
I do. Thank you.
All right. I'll give her some time to get to the desk. All right, moving on to consideration of our April 14th minutes. I know everyone had a chance to read over those thoroughly. Alan?
I would make a motion, we accept the minutes as presented in our packet.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the minutes as written. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Moving on to, we don't have any presentations or proclamations. Next, we'll move to public comments. If you're wishing to address the council, please step up to the podium, state your first, last name, and address, and limit your comments to 5 minutes.
Good evening. My name is Reverend Mitzi Welch. I know some of you are new here, and I look forward to your leadership forward. I'm here to address this council, not just as a resident of the local area and community, built in trust with times of integrity for 30 years together. We're not alone. Thankfully, I am not either. I'm blessed. But as many here prior, I have been a victim of a total breakdown of the Carthage City Charter, municipal overreach, misconduct, and bad faith, intentionally cover up and co-conspiracy, identity fraud, theft, breach of my social security number, and x-rays that I hand printed this council in this very room on the 23rd that has been not released of February the 2026 to each of you members that were present. Identity theft fraud tied to a 1952 ghost case number 190-199-522, and the string case is 190-199-533-23 and 222, as well as my associates targeted with the data breach fencing that I can prove with my CAD logs. You have been served today paperwork through an associate of mine, whom also has been harassed just simply for knowing me. I have tracked to the metadata down to 3326 and 35 and 36 to this very City Hall of Carthage, on which 11:04 a.m. The metadata says someone here accessed case.net 190.199.522 Lila Welch. It connected a Toyota Progressive Pipeline data breach VIN number leak to my 1952 archival record and used it to open a fake real request, city assist request of Joplin, according to the CAD logs, to harass me and intimidate me off my missing 1 ounce of gold, which, by the way, despite a repletion, has been returned to me, which is now armed criminal grand larceny, theft under color of law by government entity, racketing, and RICO charges, case federally filed. And I hate having to do this. I look forward to the new ones who are not involved in this, and thank gosh for that in the election, because of, but this council has chose to co-conspire, cover up, and harass a victim of civil rights and disabled American, and to endanger me and those knowing me, and stalk with drones, even according to CAD logs and witness testimony that I have evidence of. You've heard me playing today the audio of where your chief on this very room in a public broadcast said that I had felony crimes committed narcotic in nature, which I'm medically allergic, which is why I don't take any medicine, even though I have 4 surgeries on a hip replacement in such a short time. Okay? It is not easy, and I don't walk well, but I don't deserve to be told I don't know what a paraplegic is, and that they don't walk, and how am I still driving when I had just gotten my license back after 10 years? I fought hard to be in this place, and you've taken it. My car is still in Metro. I have no license because you seized it. You seized my identity. You merged me with a deceased woman using my utility bill from 1952 at my address that I've owned my house 30 years at, and you targeted me further for voicing my concerns that day, to hide the evidence of your chief slander that you all heard just a minute ago in this room. You have been served, but you have refused, obstructing of justice. It says so right on that it was refused by this very city hall. You have obstructed my justice for the last time. And this is on the record. I want it all recorded. You will see in the PACER, I already have my federal filings. I have asked you 3-4 total times, of which are recorded on your own minutes broadcast, to uphold your own 3.1 charter rule and deal with this as an emergency. And now I talk to you as an auditor, not as just a victim. And I stand the voice of every single person who has had to go through something similar. And apparently, according to my screenshots, because they harassed me at such a rate, my neighbors, I don't even know, started posting on Facebook stuff. And I guess there's a history of this 1900s string thing. I do know that Ted was not on Highway 171, according to 190.199.533 and 23, to get a ticket, and much less find or recover my missing still gold that was, despite a an empty bottle returned to me. I want my property, I want my money, and I would like you to please stamp received on my clerk motion for default. Thank you. Will you not uphold your 3.1 charter rule? I look forward to your leadership in this, the new ones. The other ones are all already on paperwork, and they're just, honestly, a mockery of the very law and the chair that they uphold, and as far as I'm concerned, they're federal trespassers in a government building and dismissed. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to reports of standing committees, Budget, Ways and Means. Alan?
Budget Ways and Means Committee is currently between meetings. Our next regularly scheduled meeting will be on May the 11th at 5:30 here in council chambers.
Okay, thank you. Insurance audit and claims, Ron?
Yes, we had a meeting here this evening in chambers. First, we approved our previous meetings minutes, and then we went on to approve the claims that will be presented to the full council here shortly. Then we went on to new business, discussed the personnel policy reference holidays. And we are recommending that the council approve adding Good Friday to the holiday list of the personnel who receive holidays off during the year. And also addition, we're making a change to the way we affect with Christmas and Christmas Eve. In the event the holiday falls on a Saturday, the preceding Friday shall be observed. In the event that a holiday falls on a Sunday, the following Monday shall be observed. In the event Christmas Eve falls on a Sunday, the preceding Monday and Tuesday shall be be observed day of Christmas Eve and Christmas Day holiday. In the event the Christmas Day falls on a Saturday, then the preceding Thursday and Friday shall be observed as the Christmas Eve and Christmas Day holiday. Did I get that right, Michael? Or Tracy?
You did.
Okay.
You did, thank you.
And then we also went on to, had a motion to untable section 2-160 to be brought back previously to our next insurance and audit meeting. Do what? Time, oh yes, we changed the meeting time for insurance and audit to 6 o'clock. Unless there is an extra full agenda, and then we will revert back to 5:30. But we sat here for almost 45 minutes after we have our meeting, waiting for the city council meeting. So we had a motion to approve that, and the group agreed. And so we're changing the time for our meeting to start at 6, every 2 weeks. That's all.
That's all. Okay. Public safety, David?
Al.
Or Al? No.
Yes, we had our Public Safety Committee meeting on April 21st. And we had several items on the agenda. Chairman Thorne wasn't there, so I chaired the meeting. First item on the agenda was to consider and discuss a neighborhood block party street closure by Jessica Duncan. So at this time, I would like to make a motion that we close Windy Lane from Laura Street to Buena Vista on May 30th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. for a neighborhood block party.
We have a motion on the floor.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Yes, sir?
So this is, I believe she told us this was the 4th year that they've had this block party. And it's really for safety reasons. They set up bounce houses on one end of the street, kids running all back and forth within the neighborhood. So that's why they're asking for the street closures.
Okay.
This gentleman, is he too late to speak?
Okay, can we finish this?
I came for the public comments, and I guess I would wait for they to stop, or it's too late for me to make
Okay.
public comment.
Tracy, should we finish this
We need
motion?
to finish his
Let-
report.
Let's finish this report and then we can circle back around. Does that work? Okay. Okay, so we have a first and a second motion. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, motion passes.
Next on the agenda, we had a request from Maria Sanchez, and they are having a Cinco de Mayo cultural celebration and community health event at the Colpin Pavilion. And she is requesting some street closures for that to make it safer for participants coming and going. So she has requested closing of East 2nd Street between Grant and Howard on Tuesday, May 5th from 2 to 6:30 p.m. to include the parking lot that's at the corner of 2nd and Howard.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, I've got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Yes, sir.
So this health fair is, they're expecting a large crowd, and the parking lot at 2nd and Howard, the entrance to that parking lot is on 2nd Street between Grant and Howard. So that's why we're closing the parking lot. People will still be allowed to park in there, and they will put a barricade up just to let them out whenever they need to leave.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
Next item on our agenda was Jana Conklin with the Boots Visitor Center came and requested some street closures for their block party on June the 5th. So at this time, I would like to make a motion to close Olive Street from Garrison west to the alley behind the Boots Court Motel from 3:30 to 8:30 p.m.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Yes, sir.
So this is, they're having a celebration on June 5th for the Route 66 100th anniversary, and it's also to celebrate their green space opening. I don't know if anybody's been by there, but they've had a pavilion built back there. They've got some RV hookups now behind there, and so they're kind of celebrating that along with this little celebration.
Okay, any other discussion? Ron?
Did they get a special request for those RV hookups, or what, how did that come about?
I don't know.
Just so I can answer that.
It actually falls within code.
Does it?
They're a short, it's
That's the
kind of a
reason I
short
was
term.
wondering.
Yeah, stays.
Short term,
Yeah, but it is actually within the
Okay.
proper zoning for that.
all right, good.
Okay, any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
Next item on the agenda, we had an amendment to Chapter 15, nuisances of city, and we have that tonight on our agenda as Council Bill 2630. Excuse me. Next on the agenda, we discussed at our last meeting allowing the Seatown Cruise to back into parking spaces on the south side of the square. They had their first event, and they're now asking for us to allow back-in parking for a car show on the fourth Saturday of each month from 4 to 10 p.m. So at this time, I would like to make a motion to allow Seatown Cruises to back into parking spaces on the fourth Saturday of each month from 4 to 10 p.m.
Jack?
For our young people, there's an ordinance, I believe, that you can only park head in on the square. And that's what this is, to allow people to back in. So that was the motion.
Second.
Thank you, Jay. Okay, so we have a first and a second. Any other discussion? Yes, Beth?
Yes, I just wondered, is Seatown is it a nonprofit, is it a business, or what is the status of the entity?
So at our last meeting, I had more information. Maybe I still have it here. They are doing these fundraisers. Each month's car show will be a fundraiser for a different nonprofit. I don't know if they are a registered nonprofit or if they're a group of people raising funds.
They have a
Tracy.
group of people raising funds.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you.
Okay. Any other discussion? Okay, did we have a first and a second already on that?
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
Next item on the agenda, we considered the roof bids for the repairing of the firehouse, Fire Station 1 roof. And at this time, I would like to make a motion to accept the bid from Ridgeline Roofing for the amount of $25,400 for repairs to Fire Station 1 roof.
A second.
Okay, we have a first and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
The next item on the agenda was discuss a budget adjustment for Chief Martin to buy some additional cases and supplies for the AEDs. And he is asking for a budget adjustment to his use tax fund. And so at this time, I'd like to make a motion to approve the purchase of AED accessories for the fire department.
Second.
We got a first and a second. Any discussion? That was a tough motion to get through. I'm sorry?
Point of order, your charter is being violated. Under both.
Ma'am.
Parliamentary
Ma'am,
charter, point of order, must be addressed immediately. It's not-
Ma'am. We're in the middle of a motion. Can you please keep it down? We got a first and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
Then the last item on our agenda, we discussed the city taxi services. And I know there have been some rumors around town that we're stopping the taxi service, and I want to clear the air a little bit. Our discussion at the last meeting was not to close or keep open the taxi service. The discussion that we had was that the federal government and the state are putting so many mandates on cities that operate taxi services, it is becoming unsustainable for our budget to continue operating the taxi. So we need to start a discussion to look at options for our taxi service. That those options include other things besides just the city operating the taxi. So I just wanted to clarify, we were not discussing stopping taxi service. We were discussing how we move forward with the taxi service, because the mandates that they're putting on us is causing us, our expenses are way above what our revenue, and we can't continue to subsidize that taxi service with these additional mandates. Some of the mandates require a separate dispatch for our taxi service. They're requiring additional training for all of our drivers and for everyone who works on the taxi.
Objection for the record, any vote taken.
Ma'am, please keep it down.
Deininger can,
Because you've been
Deininger, can you escort her out, please?
reading your charter. Right, I read these for you, they're reading the charter, they haven't found it. They can't vote on this. Not right. And I'm not okay. They're reading the charter with 2 warrants on how to get served, that's what they're.
Thank you, Chad. Sorry about that, folks.
Thank you.
Chief Deininger or Tracy may be able to list some of the additional mandates that the state is putting on. We've currently asked for a grant to cover the additional costs of those things, but we haven't been awarded that grant yet. So Tracy, what were some of the additional costs that are?
Well, it's not just the additional requirements that they have put on us, it is the funding as well, because they have cut the state funding to where now we only get $1,600 annually from the state, where it was substantially higher before that. The federal government, we asked for the funds with them to help cover some of these additional costs. We requested $86,000, and that was supposed to be awarded in January, and it still has not been awarded. So at this point, we don't know if we're going to get any of the federal funding or not. So that's kind of what, prompted the discussions as well.
So again, no decisions have been made, and it's not being brought before the council to make any decisions on, but we need to start that discussion of the taxi service before we have to make that decision. We need to look at our options and make that decision in the future. So, that was all of our items on our agenda. Our next regularly scheduled.
That really concerns me because you have a lot of elderly people that rely on that taxi service.
Yes, and that was discussed in the meeting, because we don't wanna create a financial hardship for our senior citizens.
Thank you.
Most of the rides are, taking individuals to the over 60 center.
Yeah.
And, you know, we do understand the hardships that would create if we discontinued that service. That may be the only meal or interaction that they get, and that it's very important that they, you know, be able to continue that. So we would look at doing something to.
I know, understand, but I just wanted to make that point. That would be
Well,
great.
I would just point out, Ron, in the past, we just wait until all of a sudden we need to make a decision. You know, Rock Stadium, we knew that it needed repairs, and then all of a sudden we have to tear down Rock Stadium. We don't want to just all of a sudden say, we're stopping the taxi service. So that's why we have to have these discussions to make
I agree.
to make
I
a
guess
decision.
The concern was for our seniors.
Yes.
For sure.
And Chief Deininger, you said that you
Yeah,
had some people.
if you don't mind, I'd like to talk a little bit about that as well, and me and Tracy's had conversations about this. Just what I thought would happen, has kind of already happened, just based off of our pure first time ever discussing it. There are entities and people in this city, that 100% agree with you, Mr. Wells, and I do as well, who have reached out to me saying, hey, I'm available, I'm here, this is what I can provide. And discussion like this is exactly what we were looking for, is to look at options that could be available to us if we can't keep meeting the state demands, whether it be by manpower or pure financial. So there are avenues who have already reached out. And I think, you know, as a group, that having those discussions of what's best for our community, and making sure that we're taking care of everybody we can take care of, is kind of where we're at.
Okay. Thank you.
Our next regularly scheduled meeting will be on the third Monday of May at 5:30 here in council chambers. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Helen. Okay, next we have Public Services. Beth?
Okay, this is going to take a while, so please be patient, and I'm going to have a little help probably from Tracy and Richard and Josiah. We had our meeting on April 21st, and we approved the minutes for the March 23rd meeting. And we've had quite a bit of activity, and there's a lot of work and projects that are taking place under, particularly with our nonprofit entities in the community, as well as the Parks and Recreation. So one of the things that I wanted to do is give you a couple of updates about projects that we will be looking at, and that are, I think, more immediate than some others, and then we'll report on what's happening with the golf and the Memorial Hall as well after I run through some of the motions. So the first thing is the Lime Scooter contract is going to be discussed on and considered whether we renew that contract or not on May 12th at our meeting, the first meeting on the second Tuesday of the month. We are getting feedback. I know I'm getting a lot of feedback, and I'm hoping that many people are reaching out about their concerns, as well as the pluses and minuses for having the Lime scooters. The other, so once we have that feedback, and we also have some information from our Parks Director, Richard Bonine, on the geofencing and some of the terms of the contract, we'll be able to hopefully be well-informed enough to be able to make a decision that's based on the best interest of and needs of our citizens. And so I encourage you all to be letting your council representative know about what your thoughts are. And also, I would welcome the chance to just reinforce that we really need to listen to each other about what the concerns are, as well as what the pleasure and needs that the Lime scooters do fill. So it's something that I think that's I've spent a lot of time on this, and I think others have too, and I appreciate all the efforts. So we still have more time, so please make your thoughts known, and I'm going to trust that everybody on the council is going to make the best decision they possibly can. Yes, sir.
You said May the 12th?
Yes,
On the council agenda.
on the council agenda.
Oh, on the
They'll come,
council.
yeah, and then we'll have,
Okay.
yeah, okay, thank you, Ron, okay. So, anyway, that's that information, and like I said, I've talked to a lot of people and will continue to do so. So we will be having that discussion, so let people know, because it's really, it's important, and so we want to make the right choice as well as we can. The next thing is that we are working on the municipal pool and some much-needed repairs and some issues that we have to address on a 100-year-old pool that was built during really the 1930s. So we are, shall we say, the time has come to roost, and we are looking at what we need to be able to do. I know Richard has been preparing weekly updates, and what I've really been encouraged by is that with the leadership within, with our mayor and with Tracy and with Richard, there's been a concerted effort to take advantage of the expertise that we have with the city departments to look at what's going on, so that we're getting what I hope is very informative information, that it's not somebody trying to sell us something. We're trying to find out what we need to do based on information about what's going on. So I know that those reports are being developed every week, and we will be putting together some recommendations, I hope, very soon. So it's, we're also not just looking at what we need to do with the pool, but also how we can maybe come up with some interim solutions that are not going to affect the residents in a negative way. We're trying to find some things that we can do. We've talked with the Y, if I'm not mistaken, as well as some other organizations who have the expertise that we feel are confident that are people that we would like to retain to really help us with this. And we've got some great recommendations from Public Works as well as from Carthage Water and Electric. So I really like to see that, and I think you all will be resting easier if that's how we approach this. So that's the update on that, and I believe we should be able to have some kind of a statement or report that's going to go out to the public at some point, so that everybody kind of knows what is going on with that, to share with, because I like the information that council gives out to be representative of what we all as the council and the mayor and staff want us to be communicating, so that we're all on the same page. So we didn't expect that, but we meet reality where it is, and then we go forward. Then the other thing is, I have some motions that I need to make. Some should go pretty quickly, but happy to answer any questions. We would like to have a motion to approve Schreiber's use of Central Park for their employee picnic outing on Saturday, May 30th from 4 to 8 p.m. And this is something I believe they've done at least a couple of years before and have really enjoyed it. So they wanted to do that again. So I would want to do that.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor to allow Schreiber to do their Day at the Park on May 30th from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Any discussion? Got a first and a second. Any other discussion?
Yeah, we need a second, don't we?
Yeah, we got a second over there. Any other discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you. I'd like to also ask for a motion for the use of Carter Park by Arvest Bank for their Fiesta event that is going to be open to the community and focusing on really recruiting and the Hispanic community and involving them. And it's all free, if I'm not mistaken. And it's going to be on Saturday, May 30th from 1 to 3 p.m. And they should have some additional activities going on, as well as a food truck at the event. So I'd like to have a motion that we accept that plan.
All right, we have,
Did you say that was at Carter Park?
Yes, it is.
so Schreiber's is Central Park.
Central Park,
And
yes.
then this is Carter Park.
Yeah.
You have a lot going on May the
Oh,
30th.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's gonna be a busy,
Yeah.
busy day.
And what kind of?
All right, so we have a,
Harvest Bank.
can I make a motion?
So Beth, when you're given the report, you can make the motion.
Oh, okay.
And ask for a second.
All right, okay, so I moved that. Do you want me to repeat it, or is that okay?
Just make the
Okay,
motion.
Okay, just make them.
I'll second
moved.
that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we have a first and a second to allow Arvest to do Fiesta en el Parque at Carter Park, May 30th from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Any other discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
Yeah, the next item is I'd like to make a motion. Oh. Did you get it?
The food truck, you can ask, request permission.
Oh, okay. And I'd also like to ask, I'd like to move that we allow them to use, have a food truck at that event for Carter Park by Arvest Bank.
Now,
I thought
Tracy,
it was-
there has to be a motion for, there's a food truck also for the Central Park, right? Both Carter and
no.
Central, is it just Carter?
Just Carter
Okay.
Park.
All right, so we have a motion to allow
I'll
food
second
trucks.
that.
We got a motion and a second to allow food trucks at Carter Park on the 30th for Arvest's Fiesta en el Parque event. Any discussions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion for, let's see, the solar car teams are going to be coming through Carthage, and I believe that they approached us, if I'm not mistaken. So I'd like to make a motion that the solar car team participants can camp out overnight at Municipal Park near the rodeo grounds during their event here in the community, and the dates for that are July 29th through 30th. And they have also, I believe, been here before, or there's been other events that have been in the, where we've had overnight camping by a special approval.
Okay, Beth, was that your motion?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, Jack?
The solar car, these solar cars are coming from all over the world. I think somebody told me at one time they used to have them down in Neosho, but this group of students in their solar cars are gonna leave Minneapolis. They're gonna spend the night in Carthage, end up somewhere in Oklahoma, I don't know where, Tulsa or Oklahoma City. So I think it's really an intriguing event, and those cars will be visible. I think, are they gonna park them at Memorial Hall?
Yes.
Yes,
Oh, that's
so
right.
people can drive by and look at the engineering, everything that's involved in that. So I think it's really a fascinating and intriguing venue, so.
Jack, if we run out of space, can we offer him your house? I'm just-
I'll second Beth's motion.
All right, so we have a first and a second to allow the solar team to camp out at the park here in Carthage. Any other discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you. Next, we have a very exciting project that is going to be happening at Kellogg Lake, which is some sidewalk, installation of sidewalks and improvements at Kellogg Lake by the Kellogg Lake Board and in partnership with the city. And I really want to give kudos to the work that the Kellogg Lake Board does for our community and making the park just really be one of our shining assets in the community. So with that, we have, and Josiah, I think I have everything here, but the portion, they received a grant from Steadley, and they also have a need, which the city has committed to, if this passes, to have $65,000 in funding to help install the sidewalks at Kellogg Lake.
It is a sidewalk and a pavilion.
And a pavilion, okay? And so I'd like to move that the city's portion of that project, which is $65,000 to install the sidewalks, be approved.
Okay, we have
Is that
one.
already
And the
in budget?
pavilion,
Yes, it is.
And
Okay.
and it is in the budget.
Ray, did you have a comment?
Yeah, I was just gonna say the same thing. I thought that had already been approved.
Well, you don't have to have an approval for, it's the council bill that's going forward.
Oh, it's 2620, okay, sorry about that, so, okay. So we just,
Correct.
we're done,
council.
okay,
So that's
FY
yours.
20, Council Bill 2620.
Jack, did you have some comments?
Yes, Richard gave me a synopsis because I asked at the meeting last week, how long, how far, et cetera. So there's 750 feet of ADA sidewalk installation from the pavilion to the existing parking area on the northeast corner of the lake. Approximately 3,000 square feet of sod slope protection, approximately 600 square feet of rock riprap slope protection, the exterior of the old rearing pond to prevent further erosion from the main lake. Pavilion replacement 16 by 20 in existing area. Bid not address removal of current pavilion, city staff and relocate if feasible. And dredging of the channel under the walking bridge. So that's what's involved in this project.
Thank you, Jack. Okay, so that's just an FYI, and then we'll have the bill on the agenda later. Okay. Now, on the other, let's see, and thank you all for bearing with me, because this is more than usual, I know, and I ask for your patience. So we also, I wanted to ask Tracy, is the skating rink contract just an FYI, or do we? Yeah, we're going to enter into an agreement that we've done before, just to renew with the skating rink in Municipal Park, and so that's just an FYI as well. Then we also, I believe the next one, we've had a contract with Vision Carthage, I think for at least several years, if I'm not mistaken, annual contracts with them. And so we are renewing their contract for this coming year, and it's going to be an increase from, I think there was, I know you gave it to me and then I'm just now having a brain freeze. It's going to be, the total amount of the contract is $33,000. There's been an addition of $17,000. And under that contract, there is going to be an additional $1,500 for the dumpster day. There is a grant for $500, and that is for,
Working on the grant for.
oh, that's right, the grant application for the skating rink.
The total's 7,000, not 7.
Oh, geez, don't tell Sally, because she'll come in here and
She'll
want another 10. So, and she's home, so she's watching this. We're watching her. So, at any rate, that is going to be, I think, a great thing, because it's going to help, if we can get that money, it will help with the roof repairs and the windows for the municipal skating rink. And the other thing is that it's really just it's money that has been in the city's budget of $5,000 to work on the Carthage and Bloom, and having just kind of a much more streamlined and efficient way to have Vision Carthage be able to get the flowers and get everything done that associated with that. So is that under a motion?
It's a council bill.
It's a council bill, so that's on the agenda as well. Let's see what else. Then the other,
Just for clarification.
Sure.
Did the 33,000 include the 7,000, or that's on top?
that's the include, the total is 33,000, and I said, and I didn't get those figures before I left today, so I got them a little bit ago, but yes. So I think we're doing a lot to make our money go really far in terms of the resources and the talent and the expertise that we have. So it's just exciting to see this kind of activity going on. The other two things that I wanted to bring up, and then I know that Richard will probably have some things in his report as well, but one of the things that we had a report at the meeting from on the golf activities, which is very popular. I get a lot of calls from the good fans in the golf world, and it's all very supportive. I feel really like that the course is being used, and I think everybody's really working to make it a pleasurable experience. And for everyone. We've made a change to sell alcohol and not allow outside alcohol on the golf course. And I think this was March the first month we actually tracked the dollars amounts.
End of March.
Into March. So for March, in March of 2026, the revenue for the golf course was $84,195.08. March, and that with the golf rounds, I think, was $2,578 for the rounds of golf. In March of 2025, that was 2,347 rounds, and the revenue was $81,582.60. March 24, it was 1,783 rounds, and revenue was $59,523.93. So we're moving in the right direction on the revenue. And when we talked, not only in the report, but when we also talked with the staff, the alcohol and beverage sales the alcohol was actually nearly 45% of all of the food and beverage revenue and transactions that we had. So I think this was, in the end, some of the golfers, including Jack, said it's working out pretty well in terms of not having any infractions, but also making things go as they should and not causing any difficulty for fundraisers and tournaments and things like that. So I think that's something that is being tracked and it's all in a revenue positive direction. They also, on the Memorial Hall event revenue that we've had, I'm getting a lot of positive comments, and I think other people are too, about how the Memorial Hall is run and managed. So I think that Angie and all the staff that are involved under Richard that are making that happen is going quite well. In March, we had 5 main auditorium events. There were, in the lower level of the building, there were 3. The court had 2 sessions, I would assume.
Yes.
I don't think they have any parties. So driver's testing were 5 as well, and use of the meeting rooms. The revenue for 2025 was $2,300, and the rental, and then it was of this year, it was in March, it was $1,855. So the class programming revenue in March of 2025 was $375, and the March of this year was $200. And I know that there's going to be some things that are going to be looked at for new opportunities and such, and I think that'll be an impact when there's able to focus on planning for how we want to keep promoting the use of our Memorial Hall. So I think, all in all, I think we've got a lot of activity going on, and I appreciate your indulgence on this, but it's all important work that I think that the citizens really do benefit from.
Okay.
So,
Jack, you have a comment?
I will say that they announced Peoria Ridge, which is east of Miami, is going to close down May 1st. Public golf course, which I think will bode well for our golf course, because eventually there's not going to be very many places to play golf. And I think personally, we have one of the premier golf courses, public courses, obviously in Southwest Missouri. So this is just me editorialized. I wouldn't be surprised if Eagle Creek didn't shut down. And if that happened, we're going to be booked solid. It's going to be really good for us.
Sure.
I mean, the casinos own Peoria Ridge, I think still the Quapaws, and they own the Eagle Creek golf course. And if they shut one of them down, I don't know what would keep them not shut. They don't get a lot of play over there. So anyhow, I'm not wishing bad things, but it could be real bonus for us.
Okay. Anything else?
I believe that's it. I think, what did you want me to mention the tourism? Yeah, okay. I think we're looking at different options. We got a good report from Melissa, and then also some ideas for how we might look at tourism going forward, and that's still very much in the discussion stages as we try to educate ourselves on how we approach tourism in the city. And so I think that's well enough for the evening. So thanks for your patience.
All right. Thank you very much, Beth. It was great. Public Works is between meetings. Their next meeting is May 5th at 5:30 here in council chambers. At this moment, I would, Tracy, do we need to make a motion to change your agenda to allow public comments again, or
Yes, that's right. Yes.
we can just go to, okay, so I'll open the floor again up to public comments. Just state your name, address, and limit your comments to
Yeah,
5
my name
minutes.
is Gilbert Reese, and I'm at 116 West 4th Street. The reason I'm here, I just came, we're gonna be opening a new business in Carthage. It's gonna be a boxing club, and the name of it is called Heartbeat Boxing, Boxing, Fight, Fitness, Food. And the reason we put food there is because I'm a chef, and when we train people, we feed them. And when they don't do what we say, we beat them up. But we had a really good business in Fresno, California, and we had to close it down 3 years ago because of a lot of the complications of COVID. Everything just got so expensive, and so we packed everything up, and we started searching for a place to move. And we moved to Carthage about 3 years ago. And I really fell in love with this town, and I told my wife, one day I'm gonna build a gym here. Back in 1978, I was just a young kid growing up in a small town of about 13,000 people, Sanger, California. And I was that kid that was never really good at traditional sports. You know how they line up kids and they pick them out? I was always the last one they would pick. And one day I walked into a boxing club, and I was really good at it. And within a couple of months, I won a Golden Glove title and a Junior Olympic title. There's two stories I want to share with you. I trained this one young man one day, and he was a valedictorian and captain of the football team. He won a full ride scholarship to Annapolis, but when he got there, he was just another number. I trained him. His dad was one of my best friends, and I gave him about 10 lessons. His dad was really worried about him because his grades were going down. He got really depressed because he was nobody there. And he went out for recreation, and they had a boxing program. He joined, and he started knocking out all these guys. The captain came up to him and said, "Where did you learn how to fight like that?" "Oh, some crazy Mexican in Sanger showed me." Well, that boy came out of his depression, and he's a captain on a nuclear sub today. My little sister moved with me right after her and my dad, her mother and my father got divorced, and she trained with me for about one summer. She stayed with me, and I trained her maybe 9 lessons. She was an athlete. She won a full ride scholarship to Fresno State to play basketball. One day she says, "I'm throwing a party." I go, "Really? What's the party for?" She goes, "I just joined the Army." I said, "Are you crazy? They're escalating. They're sending soldiers to Afghanistan." And she says, "I know." And I says, "You want me to be a boxer? Dad wants me to graduate from college. I want to join the Army." She was a GI Jane. And so she left to the Army. One day she called me and she says, "Guess what, brother? I just joined the boxing club here." And I go, "Really?" She goes, "I'm gonna be fighting for the Fort Hood Championship." I go, "Really? Who's training you? What's going on?" And she goes, "Well," I said, "When's the tournament?" She goes, "I'm walking to the ring right now. What should I do?" I said, "Don't stop punching until the referee stops." She won a first round knockout. She repeated that at Fort Benning, became the Fort Benning champion. Later that year, she called me up and she says, "Guess what, brother?" I said, "What now?" She said, "I just got married." I said, "Really?" 6 months later, she was dead. Her husband killed her. She was a victim of domestic violence. He killed her, killed himself. I started training women in my gym as a free class every Wednesday night in Fresno, California. Over 7,000 women came to that class. And so we were able to remember her. Her name was Ruby Reese. And we're going to be doing that here in Carthage. My son is here, and my wife. My son is in the top 5 in the world as an amateur boxer. He was on his way to the Olympics. 1 week before he flies out to the trials, he had an invitation to go to the Olympic trials. He breaks his finger right in half. He's going to be our main trainer. My wife sitting next to him, she's also a trainer. And the reason I call the gym Fight Fitness Food is because I'm a chef by trade. I was the executive chef at Mercy Hospital, but Mercy Hospital had no mercy on me. They were working me to death, so I had to resign my position because I was never home. I'm a salesman by trade. I work for Peterbilt. I'm a salesman there. So I'll be working as an assistant trainer. My son will be the head trainer, and my wife will be a trainer there. We're right here on 4th Street. We're having our grand opening on May 1st, but our ribbon cutting on the Cinco de Mayo. So if you come and see me, I'm a chef by trade. I can teach you how to fight. I can make you a really mean burrito. And if you like Mexican food, I can cook any types of food. But please come and share with us. Thank you so much. Any questions?
Is it,
I don't have a question. I just want to say congratulations, and I look forward to your business, and I hope all is success for you. Also, congratulations on escaping California.
Oh, thank you so much. That is so true. Yes, sir.
years ago, Carthage was noted for their Golden Glove boxers.
I met a gentleman last night. He said there was a club here in '79.
Oh, they were the Ball brothers.
Yep.
Any Ball brother, you just never wanted to miss.
No,
Yeah.
I just, I heard that Carthage had a boxing club just, last night I was passing out a card, and he says, yeah, Carthage had a boxing club back in 1979.
Yeah. Congratulations. Good luck.
Congratulations, yes, excited. I'm gonna have to
Do you have
stop
a
by
senior
and try some of your food.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you. Mr. Chief.
Do you have a senior division by any chance?
We do, you know, actually, you know, the tax collector in Fresno, he was 80 years old and he was a member of my gym.
Oh, my God.
And
I'm almost 80.
We had 4 judges. One was a federal judge, 2 Superior Court judges, and a labor judge. But
Thank you
yeah,
very much.
everybody's welcome.
All right.
Thank you.
Anybody else for public comments? Going once, going twice? All right, we'll jump back into our agenda. Reports and special committees and board liaisons, and entertain any reports. Yes, Jack?
CWP board will meet the 3rd Thursday of May. Chuck Bryant, general manager, will give a budget presentation on the 13th of May. And an addendum, I've had several people ask me what's going on out there by the hospital. They're building a road from Russell Drive to the edge of the industrial park, 2,200 feet. But they've been bogged down, obviously, because of all the rain, it can't go anywhere. So that is what's going on there with, as far as, but Chuck has a very, I won't say it. I was gonna say an aggressive agenda, but very, very much needed. So it'll be really interesting to listen. Other than that, there's it.
Okay. Anybody else? No other reports? All right.
We did have a pension
Chief Martin?
meeting for fire and police pension today. Miranda took notes on it. She was our minutes taker. But we got a few key points. We got our financial report. It was down just a little. Our advisor attributed that to the conflict in the Middle East. He expects that it will rebound later in the year. We had a small training session on the inception and operating guidelines associated with the Federal Reserve. It was interesting. It was pretty general, but and then we had some proposed changes to the actuarial accounting, the way the different things that are taken into account to determine if our pension is funded, unfunded, whatever the liabilities are against it. And currently, the federal law requires it to be 75% funded, and it's, I think she said 81.4% funded, so it's healthy and doing well. And we discussed the potential of at some point in the future implementing a 2% COLA for retirees, because we have fire and policemen that retired 20 years ago that still get, you know, it was a lot of money then, or it seemed like a lot to them then, but it's not very much in today's economy, and a small COLA would help them. But we're still doing some research on what we need to do to make that a possibility. You have to be at least 80% to implement any benefit adjustments to a pension. But after the benefits are added, it can't drop below 75% funded. So finding the middle ground there to stay above 75% funded is kind of the key. Probably a lot of jargon and gobbledygook to everybody, but it's pretty important to us. So
For sure.
that's all we got on that.
Okay. Any other reports? All right, moving on. Seeing as there's none, we'll move on to mayor's reports. I got a few comments here to share with everybody. We don't have any new info on budgets, just meetings are still happening and everything seems to be on track to get the budget approved on schedule. Vision Carthage had their ribbon cutting ceremony of the Maple Leaf sculpture on April 16th at the roundabout on right off Elk Street, right there where the Schreiber Care Clinic, Casey's, and AT&T is located. And I want to thank everyone that was involved in putting that up. It's definitely very, very nice and something that I travel that route often, so I definitely enjoy seeing it as I drive by. So thank you to everyone that was involved in putting that together. They had a nice little turnout for that. Additionally, I want to thank former council member Kirby Newport for gracing us with his presence on our April 21st services meeting. I see some of the students are here, so thank you guys for joining us. You got a little bit of everything today, the good, the bad, and the ugly too, of politics. So hopefully in the future, when I'm older, I get to see you guys up here in these seats, being our future, our leaders here in the city. But thank you guys for being here, and thanks again to Mr. Newport for making that part of his classroom and giving the kids an opportunity to see all the magic that happens here in Carthage, right? Next, April 23rd, we had the ribbon cutting ceremony for the dog park. I wasn't able to make it out to that, but I know my pup Maya will be excited when I take her out to go mingle with other pups out there. So given that we've had some pretty crazy weather, hopefully the rain stops for a little bit so I can take her to go meet some new pups out there and play for a little bit. Also, we are still looking to fill the Ward 2 seat that's vacant. I want to encourage anyone that lives in that ward that's interested in serving to visit our website and apply to be considered as a candidate. All candidates will be assessed and interviewed. To be considered, you need to be living in that ward, be 21 years of age, have no felonies, no convictions, no unpaid city taxes, fees, or balances, and that includes Carthage Water and the library. So make sure you pay your library fees and go sign up. All right. With that said, that concludes my reports. We'll move on to reports and remarks of council members. Beth, we'll start with you.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I'll try to be brief. I attended the dog park ribbon cutting, and that was nice. I've had some people call me or message me since about how they love that it's free and they're going out there when they really thought they might just walk around their neighborhood. So I think it was a great decision to move it forward that way. And also, I went to the sculpture, and it's, again, there's just so many things that are really good that are going on in town, and I think that in times when things are rough and we're struggling, it's good to know that there's things that are positive that are going on here. So I'm very glad to be back, and I appreciate everybody's patience with the time that I was not here and all the support, and yeah, just looking forward to getting back in and learning new things. So thank you.
Cool. Ron?
I got a couple things. One, I went down to farmer's market to observed the pavilion down there, and that has really been done well. I was disappointed, there wasn't much produce down there to buy. There's a whole bunch of whatnots, but I was disappointed there. Second, and this goes back to a comment Jack made previously at our last council meeting about some of the mobile chairs driving around on the streets. And then there's also a lot of scooters running around on our street now, especially since it's warmed up, and it'll apply to the line also. I think we need to look at an ordinance that's going to entail and govern, because our police need something to be able to, if they're gonna issue citations, they gotta have something to support them in doing that. So I don't know if we've got that covered already, Chad, or not. But if not, we need to really look at that, an ordinance governing these people who are running around on the streets with their mobile wheelchairs. We got a bunch of kids, and I guarantee you they're not 18, running around on their private personal scooters on the streets. And I just worry that down the line someone's gonna get hurt. So I'd like for us to look at that and keep that in consideration as we look at the lines also going forward here before long. That's all.
Thank you. Susan?
My husband and I, we lived here for years and years, but we went by the visitor center for the first time, and I was really impressed with the Boots Visitor Center. And we drove around and saw the little campsites and everything, and I just thought that was gonna be a big thing for Carthage, especially when they do their festival, their party that they're gonna have.
All right. Robin?
I have not much. I'm trying to get my feet wet still, going, thinking about going to some of the upcoming events. I'm excited about some of the things that are coming up and partaking, and with the new farmers market and all of those things, the newsstand. I'm excited to go to those things this spring. So.
All right. Ray?
I have nothing. Thank you.
All right. David?
I'm glad to be back. Been gone a couple of weeks, so I will say I went down to the Boots the other day and checked out the RV spots and put a deposit down. We're going to set our travel trailer over there during Marion Days of all things. So it looks really nice. We're looking forward to using it. And we got our reservation in. So
Good deal.
that's it. That's it for now.
Jack?
I would, not to appear to be racist, but I want every gringo and gringa to attend the Hispanic Appreciation Day at Carter Park. And I hope the food is fantastic. And sir, if you want to help, you certainly can do that. So, and the other thing that they're going to install 19 lights around the playground, the big playground at the park. Somehow.
There's various parts.
What?
Not all 19 lights will go in.
Oh, okay. What, they're 19 total, but they're gonna put some of them around the playground. So I thought that was really a positive thing. Because when it gets hot in July, it's miserable down there. There's no airflow. It'd be really good if the parents want to keep their children awake, and they certainly can attend. So I think that's good. That's it.
Okay. Alan?
Yeah, so I also attended the ribbon cutting at the sculpture at the roundabout and the dog park. And I also went out to the 66 drive-in. They had the ribbon cutting for the 66 sign that they have out there. That sign, I believe, is one of 7 across the state of Missouri. Each county that Route 66 passes through Missouri, the state of Missouri has one sign that they paid for in each county. That one was actually requested by Joplin, and it was put at the 66 Theater here in Carthage because they said there's really nothing that resembles or embodies the spirit of Route 66 than the drive-in. It's very similar. Their sign is very similar to the new sign at the Boot 66 Visitor Center. So if you haven't seen those signs yet, I encourage you to go out and see those. Also, I'd like to make a comment. Again, I want to state that this body is a legislative body. We are not a judicial body, so we cannot make any rulings for or against any active case that is happening, whether it's in municipal court, the state court. This body is the one who passes ordinances. We do not adjudicate those ordinances. So as long as we are continually asked to have a hearing or have a special meeting to adjudicate a case, we cannot do that. So I just want to make sure that everyone knows that we are a legislative body. We are not a judicial body. So I just wanted to say that, and that's all I have tonight.
Thank you, Alan. All right, moving on to administrative reports. Chad.
We got a few things that obviously getting active for us as well with all the events that are happening. We do have one large event. It'll be a very short one through town, but it's Kyle Petty's charity right across the U.S. event. Approximately 150 motorcycles will enter town from the east. They will drive up Central and then eventually go around the square, then head out 96 Highway towards Springfield. Their purpose was to hit the Boots Court and to see our square. So when they planned their event, they thought of Carthage, and they all wanted to go there. We've been in coordination with Jasper County, their organization as well. So it'll be very loud for a short period of time. It's going on at the same time, the street closure there between Grant and Howard, that event. So that'll be kind of a neat thing for everybody to see. It's a great thing. We have the Police Academy graduation at Missouri Southern State University's Academy. That'll be taking place May 7th. We do have a graduate in that class who was our previous animal control officer. He's doing well. Going to graduate, and then he'll be hitting the streets after some formal training once he comes back as a police officer. We have two that are just getting ready to get out of, well, one already has, the other one is, I think, tomorrow, getting out of field training officer training. They spend approximately 14 weeks with another officer once they get hired, and then they go through that training with different FTOs, field training officers, but both of them will be going to the street. While all these people are in training, we are down that number of officers. So this really is kind of a big thing for us when we get somebody released from training, because it's another body to put on a shift. So we're not having you guys have to work overtime or anything like that. So it's a great help. We're still down one person, one position. I'm being very selective on who that was to be. It's nice to be in that position, unlike a lot of agencies that I'm aware of. I credit that to our city. And you know, ever since I got hired here almost 10 years ago, I knew right away that not just the police department, but the city is very proud of what we have. They foster family, and they foster the actual employee, which makes people stay, and that's kind of where we're at. So other than that, you'll see us at a lot of events and things like that. So if anybody has any questions or what's going on, feel free to holler.
Right. Jason?
Last week we held promotion testing. Councilman Snow helped us with that along with Michael Miller, and we had some outside chiefs come in to do interviews. Went very well. We identified the candidate that we'll promote to engineer. Tomorrow we're doing interviews for new hire. It's difficult to find people. We've lost 4 since the new year began. 1 termination, 3 have left to pursue other opportunities in bigger departments. But we'll soldier on and make do with what we've got until we get full back up. I wanted to discuss the storm the other night. We had a bad storm come through Sunday night, and I've had some discussion with other area emergency management coordinators regarding thunderstorm warnings that get the additional tornado tag added onto them. That happened in Joplin. They added the tag about 5 minutes before a small tornado spun up and tore up some property and municipal property over by Shiver Golf Course, along with some other business buildings and homes. The discussion with these other coordinators, they are considering amending their policies. Currently ours, we sound the tornado sirens when Jasper County or Carthage proper is issued a tornado warning. Or we have 75-mile-an-hour detected and verified wind speeds for straight line winds. We'll sound the sirens in that case too. The other night, we got the thunderstorm warning, the severe warning, and the tornado warning came about 40 minutes before the storm got to Carthage, because it had slowed to a snail's pace and just crawled across Joplin and, you know, the distance between us. So we sounded them when we got the initial, and then once the storm started impacting our area of Carthage, we decided to sound them in 5-minute intervals from the conclusion of the previous activation. And I think it kept everyone aware. We didn't see anybody out driving around. And we've been discussing opening the storm shelters early in the day. I think around 3 or 4 o'clock when I first talked to Holly Goodnight, the assistant superintendent of schools here. And we were back and forth. We finally decided that the best time, we better get them open at 10 o'clock. And we announced it on our page, and R9 utilized their notification system for student families. We had quite an impressive public response. 44 showed up at Pleasant Valley, 225 at Columbian, 286 at the CIC, and 344 at the junior high, which totals 899 and doesn't include the people that were there working, the school staff that opened them. So kudos to the public for paying attention and being safe in the moment. And it wasn't the best, but they drugged their kids out at 10 o'clock at night and put them in a safe place, and we had, you know, no bad results from that. One thing I would like to address on that, there were numerous people seeking shelter that brought their animals with them, around 40 between the 4 sites. But according to school officials, FEMA shelter regulations prohibit bringing animals into a storm shelter, a public storm shelter, a FEMA funded storm shelter that is not a registered service animal. So in the future, if you bring your animal to the shelter and you don't have registration verification, your animal could be denied entry. The people will not, the animal may. The site managers were pretty sympathetic this time, but there was a classroom that was damaged by an animal. There was several dogs that were aggressive towards other animals in the building, and in the future, the school would love to be able to accommodate this. So if you have to bring your animal, it must be in a cage, a carrier, or a kennel of some sort, so that they're contained, because your animal shouldn't be someone else's problem. And I just wanted to make that clear. The school is willing to work with them and let them have the animals if they're contained. And that came directly from the school today. That's all I've got tonight. Yes, sir.
I heard a rumor.
Sure.
I wanted to dispel that the reason the sirens went off and on is because they overheated.
That's
I just said that's ridiculous.
We put a timer on it every time every one of them, when it ended, we would put a 5-minute stop clock or stopwatch on it, and at 5 5 minutes after one ended, we would sound it again until the storm was past
Yeah,
us.
but
and the
I'm
threat
telling
was
you,
gone.
these guys, I don't know how ignorant they can possibly be with it.
Jack, I think that came from, it was from Joplin, and it was actually publicized on the news. I heard that myself.
Oh, really?
And that was what the newscasters actually said was, you will hear the sirens go off because they will overheat, and then they have to come back on.
Oh, my
Yeah, that
God.
was said
That's
on
not,
TV.
not factual. They sound for 3 minutes. It's a 3-minute alarm. We have different settings. You have a 1 minute.
I thought,
and a
wow.
3 minute.
So
Yeah.
Crazy.
They sound for 3 minutes and then we turn it, they shut off on their own and then they recalibrate and we go again.
Wow.
We don't sound it all clear, but we sound them until, you know, we know that the storm's gonna be past us, and when we finally got the word that we were no longer in the tornadic threat zone, that's when we discontinued sounding.
Sure.
But Chief, you do put it on Facebook that it's over. I mean, I saw.
I think
thought-
Morgan did.
Yeah, so that was good. I mean,
She put
I
a
think
message
that's
out.
good.
Yeah.
I didn't pay attention.
Ron, did you have a question?
Yeah, Jason, my wife's very pleased with how the sirens went off. Me, not so. I'm trying to sleep through all that. But
your
definitely works
backyard.
there at the back of the house.
And that siren's right in your backyard.
You better believe it.
All right. Anything else, Chief?
I think that's it.
That's it. Richard, floor is yours.
Thank you, sir. I just have a couple things. I really have a lot more, but Councilmember Kane did an excellent job of telling what happened at our last public services meeting. Little League has started. We've got one series of games in on Monday night. Unfortunately, we were rained out today, but if you ever get bored during the week, go out to Fair Acres Park and watch the little kids play some baseball. It's a good time. Okay, so I'm sure if you are an avid watcher or a regular attendee, you've heard me mention something about the 4th of July Municipal Park. I've been directed to tell you exactly what's going to be involved instead of just promoting it. Okay, the day's going to start off at 7. I'm going to go quick here. 7 a.m. it's a 5K run. At 8 a.m. we have a golf tournament going. At between 2 and 7 we're going to have the Kiddieland open for free rides for the children. That's by the Kiwanis, run by the Kiwanis. From 2 to 9 we also have inflatables that will be free of charge for the kids to jump on, and we've actually got some that will have water features as well. And between 3 and 8 we'll have a couple of artists out there doing free face painting for anybody, children and adults alike. From 3 to 6 we have the Kevin Price Band. That's Kevin Price Band. Look those guys up on the internet. They're pretty impressive. At 7 p.m. we've got a watermelon feed, which the fire department has been more than gracious enough to help support with the brawn of cutting the watermelons. And from 6:30 to 9 p.m. we have bull riding. And when the bulls are done bucking, it will be about dark, and then we will end the night with fireworks. This will all be at Municipal Park. We also have food trucks and vendors out there, so you have something to eat, something to drink, and lots of free fun. And if you want, I know they're going to be a nominal fee for the bull riding to enter there, but everything else is pretty much free except for your food if you go, something like that. And Jack, you mentioned the lights, and you had the great idea of me getting, or you got with somebody and pulled some strings, because I have got requests from CWEP staff to get some specifics on those lights, so they might be able to help us out. So I want to give you a public acknowledgement of smartness award.
Hey, that's the first one of my life. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Richard, thank you for this outline, because we can talk up what's going to happen out there too, but do you need any volunteers?
We would love to have volunteers. Yes, just swing by the office, give me a call or a text, or however you want to be involved. I know it's the 4th of July, and I know it's going to be tough to get people to volunteer because normally they're doing family stuff, but you'll have the best seat in the house if you do volunteer at one of our projects.
Okay, anything else, Richard?
No, thank you, sir.
Okay, Josiah?
I don't have anything near as fun as that going on. But anyway, I did want to give a brief update on some of our code enforcement targeted areas. Things are going really well. We've received much more positive feedback than we have negative by far. So we're actually seeing some results, and some people are taking pride in fixing up some of their pieces of property, and there is some organizations that we've talked to, met with a couple of them that are nonprofit that are willing to help and assist those in need. So we're not just telling everybody you have to fix your house and that's it. You know, if they truly need help, then we will try to connect them and get them some help that maybe can assist in some of the cleanup. Mentioning all of that, Dumpster Day is coming up this coming Sunday, May 3rd from 1 to 4 at Fair Acres YMCA area right there. They will be taking tires. Middle note or something to note from last year. I know I'm kind of speaking for Sally right here, but the tires must be removed from the rims or we won't take them. So that was kind of an issue last year. We had to break down all of those tires and they kind of stayed around the office and shop area down there for a while, and then we had to get rid of them and dispose them after the event. So just a quick note, but they are free drop off on a lot of the tires too. So if you need to grab some out of from underneath your carport or your garage area, you know, just go out there next Sunday, get rid of those. And from 1 to 4 p.m. and we'll have some guys there volunteering time to help with that as well. The other thing I wanted to mention was we are trying to, keyword trying to, lay some asphalt for the annual asphalt. The weather has not cooperated well with us at all there either. But throughout the remainder of this week and possibly in the next week, you might see some guys laying asphalt. Primarily Garrison Avenue and then East Central are going to be the two really busy high impact zones. So just kind of make preparations to avoid that once you see them out there working. Maybe just kind of detour around those guys, and we'll still try to get everybody through that needs to get through. But and then one other thing I wanted to note, I don't remember if anybody said anything, but we do have planning and zoning Monday night at 5:30 here in council chambers. So we also have that. That's all I have.
All right, Tracy?
Thank you. We had a meeting of the Downtown Revitalization Coalition. We continue to work on bringing new businesses to the square, and we are also working on compiling information to help individuals understand what the processes are if they want to start a business within the city. So we can hopefully help them out and get on the right track. We continue to work on the contract with the Carthage Humane Society, and hopefully we will have that resolved soon. I also would like to thank the Carthage Water and Electric for their help in assessing the problems at the municipal pool. They have spent a lot of hours out there helping Richard on trying to figure out what all we need to do to get it up to code. So also we are working on a council bill to establish guidelines for short-term rentals. It's been turned over to the attorney, and hopefully we get something back so we can take that to planning and zoning next week. And that's all I have tonight.
Okay, Miranda, you have anything for us? No, John?
Nothing.
All right, moving on to reports of claims. Miranda?
The Committee on Claims filed a report in the amount of $601,738.17.
Ron?
Make a motion, we approve the claims as submitted.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Moving on to public hearings.
The Carthage City Council will hold a public hearing during the City Council meeting tonight to consider the following: an annexation request for property known as Lot 13 in Breckenwood 3rd Edition.
Okay, any discussion? We don't need to vote on anything, right?
No, it's just if anyone
Okay. Anyone have
wanted
any-
to voice any concerns or anything.
Any discussion, concerns? All right, moving on to old business.
In case you guys are wondering why the council bill number is way off from the others, this was originally on the agenda a few meetings ago, but that property had actually been transferred and sold. So we kind of had to just restart the process, but we had already established the council bill, and so here it is coming back. The second reading of Council Bill 2612, an ordinance annexing certain adjacent territory known as Lot 13 in Breckenwood 3rd Edition into the city of Carthage, Jasper County, Missouri, as requested by Richard and Wyland Abbott.
Any discussion?
Alan, I don't think you're signed in.
I'm looking at it.
Well, if you can, cast your vote. We'll give Alan some time to.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Is everyone good?
You got to say.
Miranda?
There you go.
Alan, if you just want to give me a
Yes.
thumbs up there.
So Alan, you were a yes?
Yes, it's, yeah. there we go.
All right. Motion passes. Next, Council Bill.
The second reading of Council Bill 2623, an ordinance to amend Chapter 2 of the Code of the City of Carthage to add Article 3, Division 6, Section 2-178, General Functions in the City of Carthage, Missouri, adding to the functions of the city clerk the requirement to post all agendas.
Okay. Any discussion? Cast your vote. Motion passes.
Okay. And the second reading of Council Bill 2624, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an amended agreement with the Boots Court Foundation / Carthage Visitor Center beginning July 1st, 2026 for tourism and marketing services in the city of Carthage, Missouri.
Any discussion?
Just to note that this is part of a 3-year agreement that they have, so it's.
And they
They
just requested to be able to adjust their operating.
That's
hours.
right, and the operating hours, as she said.
Okay. Any other discussion? Okay, cast your vote.
Alan. Jack.
I'm not so smart after all.
Motion passes. All right, moving on to new business.
The first reading of Council Bill 2627, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a lease agreement with Jason and Pam Graff for continued use of the pavilion in Municipal Park as a skating rink for a 1-year term commencing May 1st, 2026.
All right, any discussion? Next, Council Bill.
The first reading of Council Bill 2628, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with Elements Construction Concepts Incorporated of Joplin, Missouri for the Kellogg Lake Sidewalk and Pavilion in the amount of $134,143 in the city of Carthage, Missouri.
Any discussion? Ray?
I'd like to move that we move this into second reading. The rest of their funds are there. And this way, if we go ahead and pass it this evening, we can get the contractor scheduled as early as possible on that project.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to push this to second reading. Any other discussion?
I didn't see in the packet, is this an emergency ordinance or no? Because we can only move it forward if it's stated as an emergency ordinance.
It is not stated in there. You can make a motion, the motion needs to say to suspend the rules, to move it to second reading, and everyone on the council has to agree to do that.
I withdraw the motion.
Okay. Any other discussion then? Okay, next Council Bill.
Was there a second?
No, he withdrew
No,
his,
he withdrew
he withdrew his motion.
No, I'm withdrawing the motion.
Okay.
The first reading of Council Bill 2629, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with Vision Carthage for specified services in the city of Carthage from July 1st, 2026 to June 30th, 2027 in the city of Carthage, Missouri.
Any discussion? Okay, see none. Next council bill.
The first reading of Council Bill 2630, an ordinance amending Chapter 15 nuisances of the Carthage City Code.
Any discussion? Alan?
So this was one of the items on our Public Safety Committee meeting agenda last time. What this ordinance does, or what this amendment will do, is a lot of our hotel owners don't live here in town. They don't actually operate the hotel. Someone else operates it for them. And so what this is going to do is, if there are, I forget the number of calls to a hotel or motel here in town, then that could escalate it to where we can cite the owner of the hotel for being a nuisance. So if we have drug problems or other issues with that hotel, we can actually cite the hotel owner and not the person
Manager.
running the managing or whoever's there working at the hotel.
Great idea.
Any other discussion? Okay. Next council bill.
The first reading of Council Bill 2631, an ordinance to amend Section 503, holidays authorized, of the Personnel Policy Manual of the City of Carthage by adding Good Friday and amending the holiday observation days for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day when Christmas Eve falls on a Sunday.
Any discussion? Ron?
This is physically impact around $17,000 annually to our budget, but it will greatly improve the morale of our personnel within the city, and it be consistent with what the county and other agencies within the area that also celebrate Good Friday.
Okay. Any other discussion? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on. We don't have any mayor's appointments. We don't have any resolutions. Moving on to closing comments. We'll start with Beth.
Okay, just a few things. One of the things I wanted to mention is that, I was gonna mention it to Chief Geiger, is that I have heard numerous compliments for the animal control officer. So that's all unsolicited, so I thought that was something that you should know, because it seems like they feel like that she is really cares about the animals and really wants to do the right thing. So that's really good. And then also, I think there's I think everybody can promote the dumpster day, because that's really going to help a lot. I think they're down to one dumpster day this time, but I think they've got some things that they're really working on that are going to offer a good set of services for everyone. So,
Well, and as an addendum, if everything gets filled, they get a voucher to take whatever they, to the public, to the recycling center, there we go.
that's it. Thank you.
Appreciate all the young people being here tonight. I know they're going to get a credit for it, but you need to get involved with your government now, so that one day you can replace all of us. That's all.
Thank you, Ron. Susan?
Nothing
Robin?
this evening.
Ray?
Ron stole it. I was gonna say how much I appreciate it.
Sorry about that, Ray.
I'm sorry. That's it, yeah.
David?
A couple weeks late, but welcome to the council, Robin and Susan. Congratulations on your win, and look forward to serving another year with you guys. So that's it.
All right. Jack?
I would encourage, I mean, it's great to see the young people. We had 8, I think, at the Public Services Committee meeting. And for your benefit, the committees are where most of the action takes place. Okay? So this council meeting, we essentially vote on the recommendations that come out of the committees. So if you're even interested, I would encourage you to pick any kind of committee meeting, safety, parks, public works, any of these, to fully understand what happened tonight without explanation. And there will be a test.
Multiple choice, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, Jack. Alan?
Well, I'd like to, hopefully Mr. Newport is listening. I didn't get a chance to visit with him at our last meeting, but I must say, over the years, he must be getting much harder on his grading, because normally we have 2 or 3 people, 2 or 3 students at our meetings, and now it looks like he's got his whole class at the meeting to get extra credit tonight. So I'm gonna have a talk with him and tell him he needs to lighten up a little bit so you guys don't need all this extra credit. Secondly, Jack, I usually don't do this, but Richard mentioned there'll be a nominal fee for the bull riding on 4th of July. If you're interested, I will pay your nominal fee, not for Kitty Land, but I will pay for the bull riding.
I can see me up there.
I'll come and see that.
And Richard, you can put that on your list of events.
We'll put that on the marquee.
See Jack ride the bull.
Be like Slim Pickens riding the bomb down to Dr. Strangelove.
At this time, according to section, I'd like to make a motion according to go in closed session, according to section 610.021, subsection 2, the agenda includes the possibility of a vote to close part of the meeting to discuss leasing, purchase, or sale of real estate by a public governmental body where public knowledge of the transaction might adversely affect the legal consideration therefore.
All right, we have a motion on the floor to go into closed session.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Cast your votes.
Oh, cast your votes.
Oh, Ron, did you shut yours down? Just give me a yay or nay.
Yay.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
All right, motion passes. We're going into closed session. We'll meet upstairs in the conference room in 10 minutes. Continue this party.
Yes, Chapete?
Present.
Harrison? Here. West?
Here.
Thorne?
Here.
Perkins?
Here.
Snow?
Here.
Kane? Here. Wells?
Here.
And Ready.
All right, at this moment, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
We got a motion to adjourn.
Second.
I don't know who said it, but we had a motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ladies and gentlemen, we're adjourned.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
fascinating.